God, I disgust myself. Anyway, this is I guess we'll call it the first in a series. It's not going to be a regular series, though. It's going to be, you don't want to do like a monthly Q&A, I guess. It'd be a little too much, but sporadically we'll do some Ask Panda videos with such a creative title as everybody else's Ask That Person's Name video. But it fits and it works, and you guys know exactly what it is. So if you didn't know, I asked for a bunch of questions off of Twitter, and I threw in a little bit of a tidbit at the end of my last video, but most of the questions, and by that I mean all of them, are from Twitter. So yeah, if you don't follow me there, go ahead and do that, because all of us are on Twitter, and we talk a lot about funny shit, so it's worth it, I promise. The first question I got a couple of times, and it was, what is the most awkward moment in my life? Naza asked me, and Sydney both asked me that. And that's kind of tough, but the one that stands out to me, it's kind of weird, is the day... See, I don't remember if it was the day before, of, or after. It was one of those 3 days. My buddy got married. We were in his house. Again, I don't remember what day it was, but we were up in his office just talking about everything that was going on. I mean, the guy was getting married. It was a heck of a deal. They were about to go... I can't remember if they did their honeymoon right away. I think they stayed in town. But just the planning of everything. But his newly... I don't know, how do you say that? His new father-in-law? I guess that's what we'll call it. His new father-in-law, as opposed to the old one, I guess, came upstairs and asked to join in our conversation. Got nothing of it. I was like, sure, why not? And then for the next 45 minutes, he proceeded to have a welcome to the family conversation with me sitting right there. I was not part of the conversation. I don't feel like I should have been anywhere near that conversation. As I'm sure you can imagine what a newly father-in-law would say to his new son-in-law. You know, the welcome to the family, here's your expectations kind of deal. It was really weird for me. I didn't know if I was supposed to dismiss myself or if I was supposed to just not say anything. Kind of just sat there awkwardly, so that's probably the most awkward situation that I've had within the last couple of years. That one stands out to me the most. That was an interesting night, so yeah. On to the next question. And then I paused for a second so I could scratch my nuts, because that really bothered me there. Alright, this question I like, but at the same time don't like. Just because of the answer. But Ethan asked, do I think the Browns will have a better record? A better season, or will they suck? And then Giggles asked if the Browns are gonna... What's the record this year? Do I think the Browns will have a better season than they did last year? No. Not even close. There's all new coaches. They got rid of like 8 or 9 veterans off the team. Not that they got rid of them, they just didn't spend the money to keep them. Which, you know, I don't blame players for wanting to leave the Browns. I get it. I wouldn't want to play there for long either. But, unfortunately, the Browns made no effort to keep any of them. They even let just a couple of them go. Carlos Dansby and Dante Whitner standing out to me for that. I get they're old, I get they're expensive, but it's not about that to me as much as it's about the fact that there's no more old veteran football players in the locker room really coaching these guys. I mean, we got Josh McCown, but he's going to get traded. I just don't see it. I see where they're going. They want a young, fresh team built from ground up. That's fine, but that also means that this season is not going to go very well. They have to see where all these players fit. So what do I think the Browns' record next year is going to be? 3-13, maybe 4-12. If they go 6-10, I'll be really fucking impressed. I just don't expect much. You don't ever expect much as a Browns fan. You just expect not as bad as last year. That's about as best as you can ask for. So, no, they're garbage. That's not going to change. All right, so this question I got a couple of times, as you can see, but Chubbs and Pudgy, damn! Thomas and Seth all want to know what was my favorite memory I've had with one of my friends or on YouTube, or just one of my favorite video memories. I sort of botched them all together into one question. And that's really tough, because there's been a lot. There has been a ton of moments that have really stood out to me as just hysterical or just memorable to me. But the ones that always stand out the most to me, and this is ridiculous, but of course this was sort of my specialty for a while, was all the corpse launches. If you guys haven't seen any of those videos, I'll link one or two of them down in the description, or I'll comment and leave a link, but old school free-for-all mode in Call of Duty 4 is seriously the most fucking outrageous thing I've ever seen. Like, you shoot somebody with a shotgun, and then they fly a quarter mile out of the map, through the air, their body just flopping all over the place. It's absolutely nuts. And when Tyler, Scotty, and I, so Wildcat407 and myself, all played that game together, I don't think I could talk the next day. I laughed so much. It was a blast. The video is just 5 minutes of us just screaming while bodies fly all over the place. You may not think that's great, but I've never laughed so much with any of us playing as much as I did on that time. So that's probably going to be my favorite. Will it be topped? I'm sure. That's the goal, isn't it? So that's my favorite for now. I'm sure the next time I get asked that question, it might be different. So we'll see. Alright, this one goes back a long way, but Anna wants to know, what was my very first video game? I want to say it was Madden 94 for the Super Nintendo. Very specific. Super Nintendo. It was my dad's. This is, 94, 95. So I wasn't very old, but that was like my first video game memory, was playing that with my dad on like his tiny little CRT television. But that wasn't really my first game as much as it was my first like video game experience. I think the first game that I ever owned was probably Killer Instinct for the Game Boy, because it came with the Game Boy. Fair enough, right? I mean, Pokemon Red and Blue was probably like one of the first games I remember asking for like my birthday or Christmas or whenever it was. I'm pretty sure it was like a birthday gift. I remember opening up the present that had Pokemon Yellow in it at my old house 15 years ago. I do remember that specific day. That was like, ah! The angels sang, I had Pokemon. I had the Pikachu version, not just Red and Blue. None of that boring shit anymore. It was all about the yellow version. And that was like a status quo. Once you had the yellow version, you were the shit. So, no, I remember that specifically. That was probably like one of my favorite memories. Pokemon will probably always be a favorite game, but first game that I actually ever played, Madden 94. With my dad. Kicked my ass, because I was 6 years old. Alright, I've answered this question before, but it's a regular thing a lot of people want to know, so I'll do it again. Q asks, how did I get to the group of friends that I play games with? So, how did I get into the quote-unquote crew? It goes back to 2012, I want to say. Late 2012. It was close to 2013. I had just started my channel. I think I only had 1 or 2 videos up. And I got a message from Vanoss, specifically. He's sort of the one that brought us all together. He was like the Nick Fury of the Avengers. He messaged me, and I want to say Tyler and Brock, so Wildcat and Moose Knuckle, and asked if we wanted to network, play together, help support each other, all that fun stuff. So this was back in, what was that? Would that be, no, that would be the end of Black Ops 1's lifestyle. So Modern Warfare 3 was about to come out. That's really when we all started playing together, but that's how I met everybody, was through all of them. Vanoss messaged me, he and I went back and forth on Skype a few times, and then I remember playing combat training on Black Ops 1 with Wildcat, and us getting to know each other, and him telling me a story, and I think it was about like him or his friend pissing themselves at the golf course. I mean, this goes back a while. Just talking about, the early stages of our channels and, who's going to reach 1,000 subs first. Like, this is back at the very, very, very beginning. But that's how we all met each other, was through Vanoss. He actually reached out to us and brought us all together. So that's actually a pretty cool story. So, yeah, that's how we all met. Tugimo, am I saying that right? I mean, your Twitter handle's even harder to pronounce, so I'm just going to call you Tugimo. You said, now that I'm starting to upload more regularly, what's my plan for the rest of the year? PAX very soon, like 3 weeks soon. From now, 3 weeks. I didn't go last year, so I haven't been since 2014 when we all met up, I think really for the first time, yeah. I'm not sure who all is going this year, but I'm I'm going specifically with 407, and his girlfriend is bunking with me and my girlfriend, and then I think Wildcat's going. I think Vanos is going, I'm not sure. I can't speak for them, I don't know fully who's all there yet. I'm pretty sure Mini Lad's gonna be there though, and I'm excited to see the old goofy bastard. That's like the big thing in the near future. Anything beyond that, I'm not really sure yet. I mean, as far as YouTube goes, my goal is just to keep uploading as regularly as I can. I'm just gonna start shooting for, more frequent videos. So the regular uploads are not gonna stop. I'm just gonna try to have more of them. It's really just what I'm saying. And just see how far we can go with this. How many subs can we get by the end of the year? I want to get 200,000 by PAX. We're really close. I think we can do it. And just go from there. It's I'm having a fucking ton of fun doing it again. So that's really my goal. Just have fun. I mean, what more could you ask for? So thanks, Tugimo. Tugamayo? Okay, I'm gonna stop. Emily asked me one of the most heartbreaking questions, which is, have I ever seen a panda in real life? No. No. What was that? What was all that? It's in case she farted. That's what it was. I had to stop my question, just in case you heard some anal eruptions. Could you imagine having to live with me? Good job. Okay, so Emily asks me a really sad question. It's not intentionally sad, it's just the answer is sad. Have I ever seen a panda in real life? No. I mean, I've seen this panda in real life, but that's not a real panda. No, I mean, growing up, the local zoo, which would have been the Cincinnati Zoo for me, to my knowledge, has never had pandas. I don't think they do now. I think the closest zoo to me at that point in time was like Nashville. The closest zoo to me now, in Florida, is Atlanta, that has panda bears. So I haven't specifically made a trip to go see a panda bear yet. I would like to. Atlanta even has an option for meet and greet. You can feed a panda some bamboo out of your hand. They're in a cage, so I can't, grab it and run away and steal it like I would intend to. You think you'd be able to stop me? No. I have a 400-pound bear in my arms. You better get the fuck out of my way so I can steal it. Hopefully no zoos ever watch this video. So no, not yet. Do I want to? Yeah, absolutely. I fully intend on seeing a panda bear eventually. I don't know when. I would love to go to China and just hold one at I think it's like the Chengdu Panda Reserve. It's like a sanctuary for pandas specifically because they're endangered. I think if you go there, you can actually hold one. I don't know, I've seen pictures of Shaquille O'Neal holding a panda bear. If Shaq can do it, I can. I'm fucking determined. Thanks, Emily. I'm gonna go hold a panda bear now. Alright, Pinecone asked me this one. And I've contemplated this question. This is actually the second time I've even recorded this whole video, so I've already answered this question. And even now, I still doubt myself. Pinecone, you asked me if I could have any superpower, what would it be and why? That's really hard. Because I'm pretty sure you're narrowing it down to, what, one superpower? How many superheroes only have one superpower? How many superheroes even have an option to choose their power? None of them. You don't just go to the store and buy a power. It's given to you. That's part of the problem. I don't get to choose. So now when I have the option, it's really difficult. The hell am I supposed to pick? So, let's go with this. So you know how Aquaman does all that shit with the fishes? That's a real brief description of Aquaman's powers. I want that power with, we'll say with like land creatures. I can control the creatures. Specifically pandas, of course, because who doesn't want to go to war with a fat, gluttonous bear? No, but I think that'd be cool to have the ability to sort of lead and speak to the animals. That'd be really dope. Any other powers though? I mean, that makes me kind of weak, doesn't it? I mean, I can just control animals. You know how Ant-Man can control ants? Me, any of them? That'd be kind of overpowered, I guess. But what if I don't have any other powers? He can shrink. What if I'm just sitting on top of a bear? I'm fucking vulnerable. So I need to have some other power, but you only allowed me to have one. You killed me. It's your fault that I died. Thank you, Pinecone. Hopefully that's what you wanted. Also, Mate and Eric want to ask a very important question, which is, why? More specifically, why Panda? Why not, Eric? What the hell is your problem, man? What's your deal, brother? Why not? Why not, Eric? Okay, so, Creeper. Your name is enter name here, so I'm just gonna make up your name. Your name is... What is that? Is that a One Punch Man avatar? Your name is Saitama. And then Carson, I'll ask the same question, which is, why did I choose the name BigJigglyPanda? I promise you it's not as exciting as you want it to be. Oh god, hold on a second. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty! Woo! I just coughed up a little bit of my lung. Anyway. Why did I choose the name BigJigglyPanda? Well, my account name on, like, Xbox Live was IRPanda. That was taken on YouTube. So, it's like BigJigglyPanda was like the backup plan. And how I even came up with it, I have no idea. This channel I made, I think, back in like 2010. So this is 2 years before I ever even uploaded a video. I just sort of created the account to watch and subscribe to other YouTubers. I had no intentions of even making my own videos at that point in time. So the name, I don't know. I really don't know. Because IRPanda was my first choice, because I wanted to match my username with my YouTube name, but that didn't work. So I think I just started typing in random names that had panda in it to get the one that I needed, because all the other names were taken. It might have even been a suggested name, I don't remember. But it stuck. So there you go, BigJigglyPanda. Okay, so this was probably one of my favorite questions. And it's hard to pick because I thought these were all really good. But Ben asked me, what was the most eye-opening experience of my life? There's been a lot. I mean, I think everybody's had a couple of epiphanies, I guess you could say. One of them was what caused me to leave Ohio and move 1,000 miles away to Florida. Just sort of a self-awareness thing that had happened. But most recently, and this is going to sound a little cliche, I'm sure. Look at that little poochie back there. Anyway, most recently I would say the biggest one for me has been sort of this whole thing, the whole YouTube experience. I neglected my channel for a really, really long time. And there was a multitude of reasons. I mean, the first thing that really started it was I just hated Black Ops 2. So I stopped playing it, and that was really what everybody else was playing at the time. And I didn't really, that's what all my friends were playing, so, and that was right around the same time that I got promoted at work too, so I went from working 20 hours a week to 40, and then coming home and playing a game I didn't enjoy. I kind of just dwindled away from it. But, no, just the way things have been going recently. I mean, the feedback, that's the biggest part really that I need to mention, is the feedback from everybody has just been tremendous. It really opened my eyes to the fact that this is not, it could be more than just a hobby. I mean, this could be what I do. I'm really looking forward to the interactions at PAX. I mean, meeting some of you is going to be just awesome. I get comments sometimes that say that my videos are what cheer people up. I mean, it's what they look forward to after school or after they come home from work or whatever. I mean, that's awesome. Hearing that kind of stuff and seeing those kinds of things really reawoke my passion for this, my desire to do it. To the point where it's what I want to do, like, full time. Eventually is my goal. So, yeah. Hopefully, to answer your question, Ben, in short, the too long didn't read version is this: YouTube has been a huge, huge thing recently for me. Really making me ponder a lot of different things. So, I really like that question. Thank you. That's a good one. All right, Jose Rico Taco Nacho. I swear to God, if that's the name that's on your birth certificate, I want to give you a high five, man. That is fucking awesome. I have a feeling it's not, but I like that name. I didn't even finish all of it. It doesn't look like you finished it. You were starting a new word, and then it stopped. So I'm just going to call you Jose Rico Taco Nacho. Anyway, you say, how am I feeling today? Good. I'm getting over a cold. I might sound a little funny, but At least I feel better. I sounded horrible the last couple of weeks, but thankfully that's gone. You also asked, can I recommend some anime? A few. I'm not 100% full weeb status. I mean, of course, there's the givens, you know, like Cowboy Bebop, I would put up there as a gotta watch, no options. Akira, gotta watch. Fully Cooley, FLCL. I don't know how I feel about them announcing seasons 2 and 3 of Fully Cooley. If you guys didn't know, or if you've never even seen the first season, you totally should. The first, I think it's only 8 episodes, but it's totally just incredible. But they announced seasons 2 and 3. I'll watch them. I don't know how I feel about it though. Gantz I really enjoyed. It's weird. It's really violent, and I mean the story is kind of shitty at points, honestly. But I really enjoyed it just as a whole. I really like the manga too. It really goes a lot more in depth, as I'm sure you could have guessed. Berserk suffers from the same problem, which is the anime finished before the manga ever did, so they only covered like a small segment of it. That kind of sucks, but I enjoyed it still. Berserk is great. Man, there's a lot, but I mean, I'm rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho right now. Oh man, it's so goofy, and it's clearly made for a younger audience, but it's just like watching DBZ. It's sort of a nostalgic thing. I'm really having a blast with that. However, I did just finish Future Diary, and let me tell you, don't. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble.
Oh, Bakano.
I haven't seen Bakano. You guys should watch Bakano. I should watch Bakano. Jose, hopefully that answers your question, man. There's so many animes I could recommend. But it really all depends on preference. So, how about you guys recommend some anime? We all need to watch a few more series, don't we? So, leave me some feedback down in the bottom. What are some, just a couple though. Don't give me like 100. I ain't got that much time. Recommend Jose some anime, and me. I need some. This is a good question for Dahi, by the way. He's the true weeb in the group. Weeby Dahi. Dahi the Weeblo. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna make this the last question. And, ironically, it's right after I talked about anime, but Ethanol wants to know if I could learn any one language instantly, what would it be? I'm gonna have to say Japanese. And it's not because of anime, I swear to God. People joke and say, or they're probably not joking, that's the funny part. They wish they could learn anime. Jesus Christ. Learn Japanese so they could watch anime without the subtitles. That's not why for me. I would love to visit Japan, and I'm really intrigued by their culture. You know how easy it would be to navigate if you could speak their language? A lot easier than it would be if you don't, which I can't at all, so. But I've just always been really intrigued by Japanese culture. I mean, of course, anime sort of started that for me when I was younger, but as I got older and got more experience with just film in general, there's a lot of great Japanese movies that just really show how beautiful of a country it is. I also think, you know, Spanish and French are included in the like romantic languages. I think if Japanese, when spoken properly, I mean, anybody can butcher a language, but when it's really spoken well and beautifully, it's such a mesmerizing language to listen to. I just think it's great, so that'd be my first choice. Second choice, I don't know. That's a tough one. Spanish, I guess, because it doesn't hurt to be bilingual. Gotta have a good resume, right? I mean, it's probably one of the most spoken languages in the world, so it would help to know it, but Japanese is my first choice. I think it's a great language. It's beautiful. And I can watch all the weeb shit as it comes out without having to read subtitles. There you go. Hope you guys all enjoyed. We'll answer some more questions sooner than later. Like I said, this is going to be the first in a series of many. So I'll let you know. Maybe I'll, at the end of another video, when it's time for a new one, I'll drop a thing in here. But for the most part, just check on Twitter. That's pretty much where I update where all the new stuff is. So hope you all enjoyed. See you later. Have a nice day. Mwah.